What do we have for Gemini? Hangman, Pisces energy at the foundation of the reading, Gemini. Gemini, I feel like you're in an energy where you're actually starting to make some sort of decision and leave indecision in the past. It's like you're overcoming some sort of delay in your life. This can also be an energy of you really feeling unmotivated, but I feel that this is all energy that you're now getting ready to put behind you. It's as if everything up until this point has been an energy of you working up to get to this place where you can actually make the decision to move forward. I feel this energy with you as well, Gemini, where you're really starting to lighten up a little bit. You're starting to not take things so seriously, and I feel that this is going to help you moving forward. I feel like you've been in an energy where you've been overthinking, right? Stuck inside your head, which is shadow Gemini energy. And look, sometimes this is necessary because you need to process certain thoughts and make some sort of decisions. But whatever the case for you, Gemini, you're coming out of this energy now. And it's interesting because we came out of the Venus retrograde and now we're in this Mercury retrograde, which is obviously affecting all of you Geminis, but I feel like it's actually working in your favor. I also feel that you're starting to nurture this energy with your inner child. So it's like an energy of you becoming more playful. You're also starting to realize that everything that you've faced up until this point, which can be seen as the resistance, has all really been to try and test your faith, to see how strong you are, to now start pushing forward in this new direction. What do we have at the sacral, please? 10 of Pentacles, Virgo energy at the sacral. Gemini, this is really big energy that I'm picking up for you. This 10 of Pentacles is legacy kind of energy. It's like you have your sights set on something. You have this laser point focus. You're in a more calibrated version of yourself. You're able to see your target and you're able to lay out all the steps to get to this point. There's a lot of healing that's taken place inside your energy, Gemini, and I do feel that this has to do with the Venus retrograde that we were in. And I'm really seeing this in your energy now. It's as if you have this new connection you've managed to nurture with your inner child, right? It's like you've gone back and you've done some sort of shadow work for a lot of you out there is what I'm really picking up here. So simply put, Gemini, the Venus retrograde really did you good. And I feel that a lot of you did what you were being called to do, which was take everything off of the back burner that you had been putting off for so long and start addressing it all. And I do feel an energy of movement now because of all this, Gemini. See, with this Hangman in reverse at the foundation, it's an energy where you were trying to get perspective, see things from another vantage point, have some sort of resolution in this area of your life. And I do feel you've achieved that with this Hangman in reverse. You've now looked at things from a higher perspective and you have seen what you needed to see in order to start moving forward. And given that this is at the foundation of the reading, at the root chakra, for some of you, this could have to do with living arrangements, relationships, family dynamics, really anything. Take it as it fits. It can even have to do with your career. But some sort of clarity was achieved, and you're now able to charge forward with a new sense of self, Gemini. There's an energy here around passion and legacy, creativity and legacy, understanding how you're to move to actually pull this off. Too many cards, but 4 and 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like an energy of holding back, which was keeping you in an energy of lack, right? Holding back from something due to fear can be an energy of a poverty mindset, lack mentality. 9 of Swords. Gemini, that is your energy right there at the solar plexus. Gemini, there is an energy here of you really facing your fears. I feel a lot of healing inside your energy. Some of you may be overcoming some sort of depression or anxiety as well. That was a result of this stuck energy. It's like you were marinating inside this energy, and then as soon as you get this perspective with this Hangman in reverse at the foundation, and you're able to start moving forward, it's as if the anxiety and depression just melts away. You start to see that this was all a byproduct of you being stuck inside this energy. This can most definitely be relationships or behavioral patterns, addictions, people that were holding you back from your highest potential, which also arms you with some perspective and wisdom and also discernment around how it's really important to surround yourself with supportive people. Because I feel, Gemini, what you're starting to understand is, in a lot of cases, depression is the result of something environmental. Because the depression is a byproduct of you feeling relatively stuck. And so you start beating yourself up over this, which pushes you into a space of becoming your own worst enemy. Just really goes on and on and on, Gemini. But going back to what I said about being very mindful about who and what you surround yourself with, these environmental factors are so important for you, Gemini, because you're all about the mind. So you're constantly processing information. People always talk about being careful what you allow into your mind, into your brain, because there's just so much garbage and toxicity out there now. You just magnetize information everywhere you go. Everyone you talk to, you're analyzing everything at all times, Gemini. And now more than ever, your awareness of this is going to be crucial in your steps moving forward into this new timeline. In other words, Gemini, you need to nourish your mind as much as you possibly can and set up some sort of a filter to help keep out the toxicity and the unwanted traffic. And I really think the best way you can go about doing that is just take stock of these environmental factors that I was speaking on. What do we have at the heart, please? 7 of Pentacles at the heart, Taurus energy in reverse. And this is that energy. It's an energy that's really affecting your long-term vision, right? So you're so consumed with these energies that are around you, these environmental factors, focus on the vision at hand, right? I was speaking about how you have this laser point focus right now. So they're reiterating what you've left behind and making sure you don't go back to these kinds of energies, making sure that you have this discernment intact moving forward, right? It's like here you are. As you can see with this 7 of Pentacles, it's as if you've planted something now. You're waiting for it to bear fruit, but it's in reverse. It's almost as if the soil, right, which can speak about the environmental factors, is bad. No matter how much work you put in, when these people are around you or you're in this area, it will never bear fruit, right? It's like the energy has some sort of an influential effect on your steps moving forward, which makes sense because I was speaking about being mindful of what you allow into your mind, because all of this affects your vibration, Gemini, your frequency. This needs to be your main focus right now. You need to maintain this. Some of you have maybe taken up some sort of yoga or meditation practice, which is 2 of the best ways you can maintain this. Trying to do one of these things or something else similar at the beginning of your day to prepare you, right? It's like you put on your armor and then you're able to go about your everyday waking life, living inside this reality and necessarily move in a manner where you're unaffected, right? So for those of you who have taken up these sorts of practices, you're on the right track. You're right where you need to be. And for those of you who haven't, then there is a message here that you need to start. You need to start somewhere. You need to start with something. And I try to tell people that you don't have to do it all at once. All you need to do is start. And then if you miss a day, then just get back up and try again the next day. The whole point is just to start something and keep going. No matter how many times you fall, you just keep getting back up and you keep going. No one is perfect. We all hit bumps and snags in the road. But as long as you keep up and get going, you will always be in the fight, so to speak. The fight for your happiness, the fight for your abundance, the fight for what's yours by divine rights. There is a toxic energy that is seemingly trying to follow you around, Gemini. It's like an energy of misfortune. It's like an energy that wants... It's just an energy that doesn't want to see you have success in your life. And I feel that this is... For a lot of you, it's going to be a family member, a friend, an ex, a toxic sibling. For some, it could be your own negative self-talk or self-doubt. Wow, that card really flipped out. It's as if something pulled it to the table. Ace of Pentacles in reverse at the throat. Wow. I said negative self-talk and this card popped out. And it's right at the throat. See, the Ace of Pentacles is all related to manifestation. But when it's in reverse, it's an energy of some sort of delays. You're missing out on opportunities. But this goes two ways, like I was saying. These are individuals in your energy that are stagnating you by planting seeds of self-doubt. It can also be an energy of people speaking wickedness about you into the ethers, word witchery. There are certain cards that I can get at the throat chakra that show me that kind of energy, and this would most definitely be just that. Ace of Pentacles in reverse at the throat, speaking wickedness around what you're manifesting into your life, the seeds you're planting, the movements you're making. Whoever this is for you, Gemini, or whatever this is I'm picking up on, it's something that I feel a lot of you are still trying to overcome. It's very difficult, but I do see movement forward here. This energy feels very back and forth. And we have 3 reversals here. It's very significant. Hangman, 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Emphasis on finances and growth. This Ace of Pentacles can also represent people telling you that you're taking the wrong path in life, right? Boy, do I know that one, Gemini. All I can tell you there is, Gemini, is that you need to take this up with God, your spirit guides, the divine, through meditation. You need to ask for guidance and then wait for the downloads and then see what you feel intuitively. And also something that's very important to consider here, Gemini. The people that are trying to instill the self-doubt inside of you or tell you you're taking the wrong path toward whatever this is, have they ever actually gone in this direction or even anywhere in the realm of this direction? Because there's absolutely no reason you should be taking advice from people who haven't treaded territory that you're preparing to walk on, so to speak, Gemini. What do we have at the third eye, please? Another reversal. Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy at the third eye. It's an energy of a lack mentality, poverty mindset. It's like an energy of being vulnerable to other people's opinions. It's very important that you're not giving other people power to make opinions on your path for you, Gemini. I mean, this is typically the result of having a lack of self-confidence. Again, 9 of Swords at the solar plexus. I just heard, Gemini, that the divine is helping you make a final push. It's as if you're having a review right now, so you can make this final push forward to this 10 of Pentacles. See, this is what is in the ethers for you. This is essentially the vision. This is what you have your sights set on. But this is all the energy that you're dealing with in your waking life. This is incredibly disruptive. It's like there's this force trying to hold you back. And I really do feel like this is all the result of a lack of self-confidence, but you're also allowing all these individuals in your life to make decisions on how you should be moving. And this needs to stop. You also need to understand, Gemini, that anybody who isn't encouraging you to listen to your own intuition or do what you feel is best for yourself are people that you need to reconsider having in your life. This is incredibly dangerous. Because this can be seen as people trying to play God in your life. Maybe these are people that you look to for advice because you thought that maybe they knew best, only to realize you've been stuck for too long. You haven't made much progression, if any at all. And now you're starting to see your way forward, but it's as if these energies around you are creating resistance now because you're deciding that you need to carve out your own path here. See, it's like you're equipped with what you need. You have what you need. But you're holding back, and it's in reverse. So it's an energy of holding back in this energy of lack, poverty mindset at the third eye, holding back the vision, and putting your decision-making in the hands of others, so to speak. What do we have at the crown, please? What do we have at the crown, please? The Fool at the crown. Gemini, you have a whole new beginning here. You just really need to take a leap of faith here. You need to inject some spontaneity into your life here. Really get out of your head here and stop overthinking everything. You have a lot of traffic inside your mind right now, Gemini, which meditation is what's going to help you clear all this out. Meditation is important for everybody, every zodiac sign, but I can see how it would probably be absolutely mandatory for all Geminis to implement into their lives because of the amount of processing you do through your mind, your thoughts, communication, every word that comes out of everybody's mouth. You analyze. It just all builds up inside. You need to take out that trash, so to speak. And this is what meditation does. You're essentially taking out the trash. Gemini, you have all these seeds that you need to plant, and you just need to take a leap of faith here and get going on this journey. Stop holding back. Stop trying to search for some sort of truth, because it's like you're trying to search for all these truths, some sort of clarity, but you already have the truth you need, the clarity you need. Everything you need is inside of you. There's nothing else you need, Gemini. You just need to be on your way in regards to whatever this is I'm picking up for you. And a lot of this has to do with faith, Gemini. You need to trust that the higher astral realms are working with you. What do we have at the foundation, please? Wow, the Tower, Aries energy, Visago. And Gemini, I read these next few cards in their negative polarity. So this is an energy of fearing change. I just heard you've been hanging on to the idea of this change for so long, Gemini. And you've done all the work you need to do up until this point, but it's almost as if you haven't taken that final leap, right? I see you in my mind's eye standing on the edge of a diving board. You just need to dive in, Gemini. You're going to be okay. I feel that you have nothing to lose, Gemini, but you do have so much to gain. Gemini, I just heard your greatest happiness is waiting for you, but you're going to have to fight through this energy to get to the other side, Gemini. You know, I try to let all of you know that these changes that each one of us need to make to step onto our paths or to get to this point of being able to achieve this abundance that we want in our life or this happiness, whatever it may be for you. It can be so many different things. This isn't easy. It's hard work, but a lot of it is really your mind messing with you, right? It's like you're holding yourself back because you're so used to the comfort of the cycle where you weren't making those changes in your life. Once you are on the other side of this energy, you're going to look back and you're going to be amazed at how strong the energy was that was holding you back. It's almost going to seem like some sort of otherworldly kind of dark force, and it is. It's an energy that does not want to release you, and that can show up in many different ways in all of your lives. And the process of this sort of change is spiritually violent, Gemini. You know, on the spiritual plane, this shows up as us fighting a war, right? Doesn't look like that in our everyday waking life, but on the astral plane, there's a whole other representation of this energy. What do we have at the sacral, please? Wow. The devil, Moloch, right? A whole other representation of this energy is exactly right. It's like this is what you're fighting. It's like the devil has us stuck in these karmic cycles that stop us from trying to reach our highest potential, however that may show up for you. When we start to break out of these cycles, it feels painful. It's spiritually violent because we're essentially cutting cords. The chains that bind is what it comes down to, right? But there is an energy of you reclaiming your power here, Gemini, detaching from these energies. And I will tell you this, Gemini, the first step in the direction of this change is the hardest part of the journey. It's that initial step. Each step that follows gets easier and easier because that initial step is you essentially breaking the chains, freeing yourself. For some of you, this is related to addiction. And this can be addictions of all kind. Food, sex, drugs, alcohol, smoking, take it as it fits. Could be addiction to toxic relationships. King of Swords, Elagos. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This is red as King of Swords and its detriment. There's a very manipulative, abusive energy here that I'm picking up, Gemini. Very tyrannical. Now, obviously, this can most definitely be a person or people, but this can also be that spirit of addiction. Or it can represent this lack mentality, poverty mindset, which is also a spirit. See, demons, right, which are their behavioral patterns is really what it comes down to. They can hold these kinds of energies, right? So this can be that energy of standing your own way, beating yourself up, being hard on yourself, holding yourself hostage, which is that shadow Gemini energy. It's literally the Eight of Swords, holding yourself hostage, mentally imprisoned. See, this is what you're breaking out of, right? You're having a transformation of self. The devil does not want this at all. Oh, no. No, no, no. The devil needs you in your shadow, Gemini. The devil does not want you healing. The devil is trying to avert this from happening. This tells a story here. The devil also uses these veiled tactics to keep you from self-empowering. So this can be a form of self-sabotaging, right? So planting the seeds of self-doubt, right? See, the devil can show up inside these people. The word witchery, the planting these seeds of self-doubt, which cause you to have this lack mentality, poverty mindset. So then it shows up as you holding yourself back, which is technically what it is. The source of this energy comes from somewhere else. So to simplify everything I'm saying there, because I realize this can get very deep, but it's very profound. It's just an overall energy of bad influence, Gemini. What do we have at the heart, please? And then we have Five of Swords, Sabnuk, Fall of Empires, Aquarius energy. Further reiterating what I was just saying about people in your environment. Five of Swords is an energy of you terminating any sort of unhealthy relationships in your life. Just releasing any sort of past resentment relating to these cycles, right? Heart chakra energy. So blocked heart chakra energy is when you're holding on to resentment, not allowing yourself to grow and move forward. You're still allowing those karmic cords to stay attached to you. It's very important that you pinpoint where this energy is in your life, Gemini, and you remove yourself from these environments. You don't wait for other people. You need to take the power into your own hands. But there is an energy here of peace once you've gotten through this energy. Right? Like I was saying, that first step is the most painful. It's the hardest to take. That particular process is violent. But once you take that first step, everything starts getting easier and easier. And then you start to see the peace coming towards you on the horizon line. I just see you running, Gemini, in my mind's eye, metaphorically speaking. And it's like you can see the new timeline. It's like you can see a whole new village, a whole new city, a whole new life in the distance, and you're just running towards it. It's like you're escaping some sort of private hell or just some sort of energy of confinement or imprisonment, so to speak. And then we have Veulia, prosperity, Five of Cups, Scorpio energy. It really says it all right there, prosperity. It's an energy of hope. You now recovering from this. Energy of moving on. It's also an energy of forgiveness, right? Which is just the process of you having to sit down with yourself and forgiving the parts of yourself that couldn't see clearly enough sooner to be able to remove yourself from that cycle. So it's really just a matter of you at that point solidifying the discernment that you should have attained and then moving forward. It's not a matter of you having to sit down with these energies. It's a matter of making sure that you've learned what you needed to learn and you can now move forward, Gemini. What do we have at the throat, please? Two of Swords, Libra energy. Perfect. At the throat. God, Lord of all virtues, Annuel, breaking the circle, lifts opposing barriers, brings victory, right? So this is you. Like I was saying, you release the shackles, right? That for some reason you just now realize you could have released yourself from a long time ago. You start charging forward. It's like you grow your wings. You become this warrior. You take control back over your life. You make the decision to self-empower and charge forward with this renewed hope, this vision of your future, and understanding that the steps you take in the here and now are what's going to get you here. See, a lot of people have this vision, right? Most people have a vision of what they want their life to be. And they're too focused on that vision of the future that they're not addressing all of the patterns in their current everyday life in order to release themselves and start heading in this direction. So in other words, Gemini, this is where this meditation is going to really be effective for you, because meditation allows you to be present in the moment, to be able to overcome the obstacles that you're dealing with in order to get to the vision. And this is what this Two of Swords is representing at the throat. No longer allowing other people's negative projections of you to hold you back, nor are you holding on to the negative projections that have been swimming around in your psyche that have also been holding you back. You're releasing all of it and you're charging forward. What do we have at the third eye, please? Ah, perfect. Magician, Gemini, Virgo energy, Netheia. The generous God, spiritual wisdom and magic, helps one gain wisdom and discover hidden secrets. This is you reclaiming your power, Gemini, and turning these visions into reality now. This is what this card means. You understanding that you have everything you need to pull this off. Look at all this resistance. I mean, this is wild, what you're having to come up against, Gemini. I just heard so clearly, Gemini, the simple act of putting your foot down and saying no more will send this energy back to where it came from. Once you see the devil in your life, they flee. Because remember, the devil is a coward. And being that this energy shows up in the people around you, this is you seeing them for who they truly are. And this is not something that they want. It's their worst fear. Because this is the energy when they look at themselves in the mirror and they feel disgusted with what's staring back at them. Watching another individual that you've been holding back regain their power by getting away from you is a real slap in the face, Gemini. There's a lot of karma attached to that. That is really judgment being triggered into people's lives. But you also have a responsibility here to step into your own power so judgment can be brought into those individuals' lives so they can heal from this devilish possession that they're holding on to. What do we have at the crown to close this out for Gemini? Perfect. High Priestess, Pisces energy, Ilahia. God, the eternal lasting, success, protection from magistrates. Gemini, you have a higher power working in your life that is trying to guide you through all this by way of your intuition. You need to start trusting this intuitive guidance you are receiving, these downloads. And if you are of healthy mind, body, and spirit, there's no reason why you can't trust your intuition. Now, if there's things you need to address to bring yourself into a space where you are of healthy mind, body, and spirit, then you need to go ahead and do that, okay? Because that's going to be the first step to escaping this cycle. But for those of you who aren't dealing with anything like that, you need to start listening to your intuition and trusting that the messages you are receiving are correct. I feel that your intuition is very strong right now, Gemini, but you have to make sure you're using it, right? So you have to put action behind those downloads. When you don't put action behind the downloads, behind the intuitive hits, this is when your intuition becomes blocked because you're not listening to your inner voice. It's just an overall lack of faith. And I feel that energy is quite strong around you, but that's this opposing force. It's like a form of mind control, which is shadow Gemini energy, right? It's like they use mind control to keep you from self-empowering. If I was all of you dealing with this energy, the first step I would take would be to start a meditation practice, just to clear out that channel, which is going to allow you to feel more confident with the downloads, the intuitive hits you're getting, which will make you feel capable of making steps in this particular direction, however this may be showing up for you, Gemini. But there is a whole new beginning here, and I feel that this is quite beautiful, but you do need to go out and take this, Gemini. You know, this is energy that's available to you. It's in the ethers. You just need to throw up your fishing line and reel it in. It's up to you to pull this energy towards you and make it your reality, as opposed to a vision, a dream that you never go after. Gemini, this is the energy that's available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Gemini. Take care.